So we're here in Woonsocket at the American Legion Post for the annual Veterans Motorcycle Club meeting and gathering, fundraiser, I guess it might be. We're here with one of our dear friends of the Aid Foundation, Mr. Joe Renault. He has us here most of the time with these fundraisers. Joe, why don't you, if you could take the step up with me, I'd like to say hi to the camera, say hi to the folks. Thanks for helping me out with this, Joe. These gentlemen I'm just meeting for the first time today. So Mr. Renault maybe can help me to introduce, starting with the gentleman who's the head of the post here.
Yep, that's Dave Malone. He's the commander here of the Post 85 in Woonsocket. Yep. This is Die Hard. He's the New York state president.
All the way here from New York, huh?
All the way from New York. This is Navigator. He's the national president, also from New York. Okay. And that's Dan. Dan's the South Chapter president here in Rhode Island.
Ah, that's excellent. This gentleman?
This gentleman right here is one of our prospects. He's Jonathan. He's the one that's going to be riding out to Sturgis on his little...
Oh, on the trike?
That little custom-built bike that he has there.
Oh, I know the bike.
John,
we need to get a picture of that.
To bring him in here, and they wanted to talk to him, I guess.
Nice. It's good to have you. Good to have you. First of all, Joe, to start off this very quickly, we just interviewed the gentleman, but I'd like to speak to them individually. What can you tell us about what's going on here today and why it's important that people, this is going to be viewed and aired maybe in the next month or so. So it won't do us any good today, but for future reference, to get people out, and why should people come out to something like this? And what are we raising funds for?
It's in support of veterans. We try to raise money to purchase items for the Bristol Veterans Home or VA hospital here in Rhode Island. Any other veteran-related homeless vets, things along that line. And if we have a good day like today is, we do well. And
well, Joe, if you don't all this heat good, I'll tell you. You picked one today. Wow, was it hot? It's just really, really humid out there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's nice in here. It's a pleasure to do this in the air conditioning. It's funny, a lot of the things that you folks do are pretty much in line with what we do at the Aid Foundation, helping veterans, the homeless, and so on and so forth. So it's a good partnership that we have going on. Mm-hmm. And I think it's something else, too. I think this kind of exposure, positive exposure, for bikers in general, so much stigma goes with bikers and biker clubs.
Absolutely.
And a lot of great people that I know ride motorcycles and love motorcycles and belong to associations and affiliations just like this. Mm-hmm. It's great. You even have somebody like this gentleman that comes all the way from New York as the national president of the organization. Yep. Why don't we bring him up? And I'd like to say a few words. This is
sure.
Navigator, I think.
Navigator, yes.
Navigator, hi.
Nav for short.
Nav for short. Nav, thank you. Welcome. So thank you so much for coming. Welcome to Reach Out. Oh, pleasure. Well, how did it come that you came all the way down from New York? What part of New York are you from, sir?
We're out on Long Island in a town called Brentwood. That's where the national chapter had. That's where our clubhouse is.
Is that where
it's an American Legion also.
Is that where it originated from?
Yes, that's where it originated.
Oh, interesting. How long have you been involved, sir?
5 years. We just had our 5-year anniversary.
Now, how does a person get involved with something and become the national president? To me, that's pretty impressive.
Well, we started with a group of guys who came out of another motorcycle club. Mm-hmm. Don't want to mention any names, but from there we grew. We're growing with guys like Joe, who started his chapter up here, who now has 2 chapters on Rhode Island. Yep. We're looking to grow the club, start in other states. We have a few other states that are in the process of starting up, and they support veterans. And if they have an event, we try to make it.
Yeah, I think that's excellent. It just shows brotherhood. It just shows that kind of camaraderie.
That's what it's all about.
And I think, yeah, exactly. I think a lot of motorcycle organizations, show that kind of thing and that kind of camaraderie, and you don't see it in other organizations. I wonder why motorcycles bring men together so well.
Well, from what I understand, the motorcycle community does more philanthropic work than any other group in the country.
I can attest to that.
Especially veteran organizations.
I can attest to that. If we ask Joe Renault and his guys if we need something at Aid Foundation, they're there in a heartbeat, just like today. That's why we're here. And it's a real good thing. I can't say enough about what you gentlemen do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for stepping up. No, it's a pleasure. I want to see if I can get 8 Ball up here. Because Die Hard...
The 8 Ball stands for the original 8 that started the club.
Is that what it is?
As Navigator said, we were in a former, non-to-mention military motorcycle club, and 8 of us left, so we refer to ourselves as the 8 Ball.
I see. And I see you wear a POW MIA patch.
That's just because we support any POW MIA issues. I won't bring up any, because I don't want to get too I don't want to get too emotional. Never mind.
I completely understand, and it is an emotional issue.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's close to you, but to all of us. You're serving our country, doing things for us. People make the ultimate sacrifice, and it can't go unnoticed. We can't let that happen.
Well, that's why every year, and this was the first year that Joe and his crew came down to Rolling Thunder. We go down to Memorial Day Rolling Thunder in D.C., and that highlights the POWMIA issue. I think this was the 25th anniversary of Rolling Thunder, and this year, I don't know, the guesstimates are they had 400,000 motorcycles, whatever number you pick.
Because I'm pretty much an honest guy, I've never heard of Rolling Thunder. I'm sorry, I've never heard of it. Can you tell our viewers what Rolling Thunder really is?
Well, it's a spin-off from, and I believe it was Nixon when he was doing the bombing of Hanoi, and they referred to it as Rolling Thunder.
That I remember.
And now, when the Rolling Thunder organization, which is a riding club, not a motorcycle club, started the effort, they said, let's go down to D.C. on Memorial Day and let them know that we want accountability of the POWMIA issue.
There you go.
And it evolved from a couple of thousand bikes then to whatever the number is now.
And you said something like 400,000 or something?
They say, one year I was down there, they said 1 million, but you know, again, the numbers are so astronomical. They actually have a parade through DC, and that's not all the bikes that show up in the city for that weekend, but it's a pretty impressive event.
Yeah. For our viewers that reach out, I just want to make sure that they remember, when you see different things going on with these motorcycle clubs, these gentlemen and others, watch the things that they do, whether it's toy drives and the different things that motorcyclists do for kids, for veterans, and so on. I think it'll give you a new awareness and a new thought process about people that ride bikes in general, and also a little more respect maybe and watching out on the road. Because when you're driving that four-wheeler, these guys are when you're riding your motorcycle, you're at bay of somebody, how well they drive.
That's
and
right.
It can be a pretty scary thing out there sometimes. Making that left turn from 2 lanes over on the right is not a good thing to do in front of a biker. You know, it's just not a good thing. We know you've all been guilty of it, so...
Use turn signals and stay off the cell phones.
Yeah, no texting. You heard it from your Uncle Ron at Reach Out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Dyer. God bless. Nice to have you. Why don't you come up and say just a few words about us from our South County chapter? And you are, I forgot.
Dan Hebert.
Dan Hebert. Hi, Dan.
Rhode Island South.
Out of Rhode Island South. Dan, where's your chapter located?
Southern Rhode Island. We base ourselves out of the Elks Club in Coventry, West Greenwich.
Oh, I know it really, really well. I ran Coventry boxing for 20 years.
And I'm also a member of the Elks organization.
Oh, we used to go there all the time. We had that particular thing, not to get carried away on a whole different subject. We used to go there for Christmas parties and stuff. We did that at the Elks. That's amazing. I know exactly where you are. So how long have you been there now? How long have you been with the South County, with the chapter?
Roughly about a year right now.
About a year?
The newly appointed president, so this is
So who'd you have to pay? Who'd you have to pay to get appointed president there? Now, how'd that happen for you? If you've been there about a year? Yeah, nobody else wanted it, right?
right. That's usually how it happens.
Terrible thing. I mean, you don't disrespect at all. I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah. So, what is it that your organization does? Do you do anything besides this on your own down there in Coventry?
We basically. I'm just going to reiterate what these gentlemen have said before. We get together on certain nights. Wednesday nights it is now. We meet. We get together. We talk over a few things, and then we go out for a ride, and we just...
It's got a run coming up in September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, September 9th, we have our Southern Chapter run.
Okay, and tell us a little bit more about that, so in case our viewers can somebody participate or get involved.
Well, you just have to check out our website.
Oh, okay, and that is, what is the website, sir?
U.S. Veterans South.
Okay.
And...
is that .com, .org? U.S. Veterans South? Probably... You believe it's a .com? Okay.
Right.
Okay, we can look it up. Yeah, well, matter of fact, when we'll get it, we'll link it on our, when we show this. We'll give a little link for you so that people can get a hold of it.
For myself, you know, I got out of the Marine Corps in '96, opened a restaurant, and this was my way of getting out there and letting people know that I'm not only a businessman. I, you know, support the veterans, and being in business gives me the avenue generally, gracefully support the veterans and bring awareness to.
And you're a veteran yourself, so you understand that. My dad happens to be, as I say often on the show, my dad's 89 years old. He's a World War II vet. I'm in and out of VA hospital, unfortunately, with him quite often because he does. It's the only place he'll go. He doesn't want to go anyplace else but VA hospital. He's a diehard vet. You know, he's really there. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Before I let you go, what restaurant? Do you still have the restaurant down there?
Dan's Place in West Greenwich, Rhode Island.
Dan's in West Greenwich, right on.
Right off of exit 5B, off of 95.
There you go, Dan's Place. If you want to stop in, okay.
Thank you.
And let me get the gentleman here from up that has this VFW post so well handled. Hi, welcome. I forget your name, so you got to help me.
Dave Malone, I'm the commander of American Legion Post 85.
Thank you.
Here in Woonsocket.
Just meeting all these gentlemen today, so forgive me. Yeah, Dave, tell us about the post a little bit here, Post 85. It's a real interesting facility, a real good thing going on here today.
It was built by the members in 1946. It's been maintained by the members ever since. It is open to the public, but it is an American Legion post.
People coming back understand they can rent like part of the facility for different things, like
They
waiting
can rent the inside and the outside.
Right.
Generally, every month or so, we're having a benefit. We're very community orientated, so we kind of temper it between 1 month we'll have something strictly for the community, 1 month more or less for the veterans. We're all veterans, and we lean very heavily towards veterans organizations and veterans charities. So.
That's excellent. What else can you tell us about the post, maybe that our viewers wouldn't know, especially if they're not from this area? What else can you tell us about the post? For example, what type of things do you have? Like, I know today there's entertainment at this. You've got somebody, the musicians
We
here?
have like I said, every month we have a different benefit. We just had a benefit a couple weeks ago for a bike rider member who was injured, serious injury.
That's a good thing.
A couple weeks on...
Not that he was seriously injured.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't want that to come across that way.
August 19th, we're having a benefit for the American Cancer Society. So
Another great cause.
try to keep things active down there, try to get people involved.
Yeah. See, like us, again, the Aid Foundation, not to keep bringing it up, but the community involvement is really close to me. That's why we're all volunteers, and that's why we do this, is simply to help out veterans. Veterans are near and dear to us. That's one of the reasons we're here today.
Absolutely.
And
veterans are what make us what we are.
Without veterans, I think we'd all be speaking German and goose-stepping or something, at this point. Thank you so much, and thank you for what you do. How about this young gentleman here? I want you to tell me who you are, and then a little bit about your bike. I know you're a prospect in the club here. Why don't you tell us what that means to you? What's a prospect? I know what a suspect is. What's a prospect?
You're not allowed to talk.
Oh, okay.
This is a little bit above and beyond right now. I don't want to.
All right, let's move right along then. Let's move. Go ahead. Now, what is your name?
John, prospect of the U.S. Vets.
Okay. And John, I understand you have quite an interesting motorcycle parked outside, which I think we might get a picture of on the way out. But tell us a little bit about your bike. What do you got?
It's an old 71 Honda 750 rat rod.
An old 71 Honda 750 rat rod.
About the way to explain it.
Now, I think most of these gentlemen are riding Harleys from what I've seen. They seem to be mostly riding Harleys. How'd they happen to let you come around with this Honda?
You're not sure. So it's the veteran, it's the military background. It doesn't matter what bike you're on.
I think you're right. I think if you were a veteran, they'd shoot you. That's what I think. But how long have you been a prospect? How long have you been?
Actually, a prospect for about 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
Just got into it.
Good. I think you're going to find, based on what I know, Mr. Renault, and obviously these gentlemen I've just spoke to, you get involved with some good people and doing good stuff.
Guys that I've seen so far.
And I can't say enough. And again, anything that supports veterans, anything that supports children, anything that supports the homeless, the needy, I'm all for it. That's what the Aid Foundation is about, and what the show I do that you're going to be on is reach out, and we're reaching out to our folks and trying to get help from them for you and other organizations, and we just hope they reach back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck with your ride. Just find out what branch of the service these gentlemen represent and what they were in, and what type of motorcycle they ride. Let me start with my young friend here. What branch of the service did you say you were in?
U.S. Army.
U.S. Army. How long have you been a civilian?
Since 2009.
Since
so
2000,
3
just
years.
a couple 3 years. And what did you tell me you were riding again?
Old 71 Honda 750 rat rod.
If 71's old, I'm in real trouble. I got to tell